The rain poured relentlessly as Alex huddled beneath the flickering bus stop shelter, his breath visible in the icy night air. His shift at Joe's Diner had run late again, and the last bus was already 20 minutes behind schedule. He rubbed his hands together, the threadbare sleeves of his sweater offering little defense against the biting wind. Across from him stood a woman in a soaked silk blouse, arms wrapped tightly around herself. Even drenched and shivering, she held herself with quiet dignity. Water dripped from her dark hair as she checked her watch, heels tapping against the wet pavement with impatience. Without thinking, Alex shrugged off his worn leather jacket. The one decent item he owned, bought second-hand 3 winters ago. "Here," he said, holding it out. "You look like you need this more than I do." She stared at him, sharp brown eyes assessing. For a moment he thought she'd refuse. Rich folks could be proud like that. But then she reached out with perfectly manicured fingers and took it. "Thank you," she said, slipping the jacket over her shoulders. The simple sincerity in her voice caught him off guard. Most customers at the diner barely acknowledged him, except to complain about their fries. "You're welcome," he replied, shivering as the cold bit into his bare arms. "Rough night?" The woman let out a dry chuckle. "You could say that. My car broke down 3 blocks from here." She extended a hand. "Diana." Alex. His rough, calloused hand met hers briefly, just before the roar of an approaching bus cut through the night. As the bus screeched to a stop, Diana turned to board, then hesitated. "This is yours," she said, starting to remove the jacket. "Keep it," Alex said with a tired smile. "Looks better on you anyway." The door hissed shut before she could reply. Through the rain-streaked window, Alex saw her mouth something he couldn't quite hear as the bus pulled away into the stormy night. It wasn't until he was walking the remaining 12 blocks home that Alex remembered. His wallet was in the jacket, his last $20, and his work ID. He groaned, knowing his already hard life had just gotten harder. Tomorrow's shift would be hell without that ID. Little did he know, his small act of kindness was about to change everything. 3 days later, Alex sat on the steps of his rundown apartment building, staring at his final paycheck from Joe's Diner. Fired for repeatedly forgetting his ID. Never mind that he hadn't missed a single shift in 2 years. The $112 in his hand wouldn't even cover next month's rent. He was halfway to the employment agency when a black limousine pulled up beside him. The tinted window rolled down, revealing Diana. This time she was dressed in a perfectly tailored navy suit, her hair flawless. "Get in," she said simply. Alex blinked. "What?" She held up his leather jacket, freshly cleaned. "You forgot something. More important than your wallet." Then she flipped open a business card holder. Diana Crawford, CEO of Crawford Global. Alex's knees nearly gave out. Crawford Global was one of the biggest tech firms in the city. The car ride passed in a daze. Diana explained how she'd used his ID to find him, then quietly looked into his background. "Do you know how rare it is," she said as they stepped into a gleaming skyscraper, "to find someone who gives without expecting anything in return?" The elevator opened directly into a stunning corner office. She handed him a folder. "Your resume needs work, but I see potential. We're starting a new division, Community Outreach. Director. Salary starts at $95,000. Alex nearly choked. "But I've never—" "You've spent years serving others with dignity," Diana cut in. "That's exactly what this role requires." 1 year later, Alex's outreach programs had created over 500 jobs for homeless veterans. Joe's Diner became Crawford Global's official catering partner. In Diana's office, a framed $20 bill from Alex's old wallet hung on the wall beneath a plaque that read, "The best investment I ever made." As Alex stood at his balcony, window gazing out over the city, he realized something profound. Kindness isn't weakness. It's the most powerful currency of all.